Yo, what's good, Josh? Coach Arts here, back with another episode. Technically, this should be episode 3, but we are here with episode 2 of the RepeatBall recaps. And as always, I have some very, very special people here with me. I got Coach Bishmi of the New York Knickets. What up, bro?
Yo, howdy doody, mates. It's your coach of the New York Knickets, Bishmi, back at it again on another RepeatBall weekend.
What that, y'all?
We have Coach Bloud of the Immortal Drampa.
Yo, what's poppin', y'all?
And we have Coach Shade of the... Shade, what's the name of your team again?
The bitch-ass Crocodiles.
The Straw Hat Crocodiles. So, Shade, how do you feel about it? We now got 2 coaches stealing your catchphrases. We got the New York Knickets with Howdy Doody and the Fargo Phalanx with Full Sending It. How does that make you feel, Shade?
You know what? Imitations of greatness.
Yes. I know where you're going with this.
It's just flattery.
Yes. But I would be very flattered if I was you, bro.
But you know what, man? I'll never forget the day Bishmi tried to call up 3 KFCs and say, yo, where Daddy Sanders at? I'm about to go back and clip those shits.
Yes, sir. All right, moving on. We're here to discuss what happened in week 3, and week 3 was actually a very, that was probably the best week of the season, all jokes aside. It was fire. We had some great matchups. The marquee matchup of the week being the Starkmouth Garatinas versus the Nashville Needle Kings, which turned out to be a really good battle, but we'll discuss it more later. We also had the Steamwork City Quacksides versus the Lisbon Arcanines, the Laker Rage Gyarados versus the Manchester Mimikuz, the Fargo Phalanx, and the Straw Hat Crocodiles, New York Knickets versus LA Infernames, Tokyo Toxapex versus New York Knocktales, and the Immortal Drampa versus the Atlanta Stabbles. Now, kicking it off, we're going to go over the match between, which was the marquee matchup, the Nashville Needle Kings versus the Starkmouth Garatinas, and as expected, this was a really good battle. What do you guys think about this battle?
Well, this battle, I believe in the pick'ems. It was really hard to choose because, Manny has that strong rain team, and the Nashville Needle Kings, they have those 2 very great cores. So I was looking forward to see them going head to head. And, the battle was just something that was memorable, I want to say.
Right. Me personally too. Obviously, I just want to shout out Manny because, okay, he lost this battle. It ended up being, I believe, 4-4, or was it? I can't remember. Let's actually go through it. Yes, I believe this battle was 4-4. So, no, this one was actually 2-2, I believe.
Yeah, he had 2-2. He lost another tie. This is like what his third.
So this, I've never seen nothing like this in my life, bro. All 3 of his matches of the PWD have ended in draws technically. So even though he's winning or losing them, this might actually be the toughest team to beat in the league. Because even when he loses, it's like you're not definitively beating him.
Right.
So if the match goes on, who knows how these matches will end up. Like we said, he has a very strong rain team. One thing we notice about Manny's playstyle, of course, is that with the rain team, he has the Kingdra, which is a special attacker in the rain. He has the Politoad, which is a physical attacker in the rain. He never brings both of them in the same battle, which is very interesting to me.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I think that really hinders his team because, if you're going to be a rain team, you got to be full on in or else, you're missing out when you're one of your biggest abusers in either special attack or physical. So...
Right. Maybe he's not. I guess obviously probably what it is he's looking at his team and figuring out which Swift swimmer is more effective, whether it's the physical one or the special one, or it could just come down to typing. Maybe he feels like the water fighting is a better matchup versus his opponent than the water dragon in this particular case, and in other cases as well. But it will be interesting to see how these battles would go if he starts bringing multiple of his Swift swimmers, because I think, me personally, I believe that'll make his team a lot harder to deal with. What do you think, Shade?
So from watching his battles, like you guys said, having only 1 Swift swimmer on his team kind of does hinder the fact of a rain team, because it seems like you're just wasting 2 slots just to have one type of rain coverage. his Manectric is pretty good because he brings thunder on it, but at the end of the day, Manectric has to rely on that rain for the 100% accuracy move. But I do believe what you said. He might be the hardest team to beat because of how close his matches are. He is a very good coach because I've seen him in multiple leagues so far, and I really do like his team prepping.
Right. And let's switch over a little bit to now the Nashville Needle Kings. Once again, obviously the Nashville Needle Kings, we've been saying all season, is one of the top teams in the league with that Steel Dragon Fairy Core. And once again, they pick up another impressive victory. So shout out to the two of them. They had an amazing match. It lived up to the billing, which we expected to be the marquee matchup. And like we said, it ended in 4-4. So they was legit neck and neck the entire match. But at the end of the match, the Nashville Needle Kings did pick up the victory. So shout out to them. All right, moving on. We have New York Knickets versus the LA Infernape. And this is probably my favorite match to watch of this week because of, I don't know, bro. If you watch it from Bishmi's point of view, it's just an extremely funny battle to watch. Bishmi, what went down in this battle?
Well, the main thing I wanted to do was I wanted to, bring the rest of my Pokemon off the bench that I hadn't used, which in this case was definitely Shiftry and Dunsparce. I also wanted to throw them off without bringing the Sun, which I plan to do in the future. Anybody else watching? Expecting the Sun team, which I don't know if you guys saw his prep, but he had like a rain dance on Pheasant and Swift Swim, Seismitoad, and he had a lot of stuff going on his side, but I kind of threw him off, not bringing that, and that's what I wanted to do. And bringing Dunsparce, I had to switch up the Serene Grace. Week 1 I had it on Charizard. This week I tried to bring it on Dunsparce, and it just didn't really work out, playing for hacks.
It ain't work out at all, bro. It's not that it didn't really work out. It ain't work out at all.
That's what happens. You can't rely on hacks to win the match.
Exactly.
It doesn't.
I mean,
go to
but let's
one
be
person.
honest. Serene Grace has, most of the times, more than not, he probably would have been getting the flinches or the parries because that's just how broken Serene Grace is. It's just in this particular instance, it didn't work out for him, which is actually really, really tough to see, which is unfortunate. But on the flip side, shout out to the LA Infernape because he did his prep. The only thing I want to say is Coach Sosa, I watched your team prep and I still don't understand why at the end of the day you opted not to go for a thick fat Snorlax knowing you facing a Sun team. I mean, luckily for you, that's crazy. Lucky for you, Bishmi decided like this is the one battle he's not gonna bring Sun. I mean, it worked out in your favor, but I don't know. that was just pretty funny too.
Yeah, it was just weird how I didn't know we're bringing toxic or thick fat. I mean, immunity or thick fat. I was like, what?
All right, but yeah, shout out to the LA Infernape picking up a really, really good win. I believe for the pick'ems in this one, I think I picked the Knickets. So I don't think for week 3, actually, my pick'ems was too strong. I really don't, but yeah, we'll keep moving on. The next matchup is the Atlanta Sables versus the Immortal Drampa. Actually, this was a very impressive win by the Atlanta Sables. I think 9 out of 10 times when it came to the pick'ems, I think everyone was going for the Immortal Drampa. So the Atlanta Sables kind of shocked the world with this one. Coach Bob, what do you got to say?
Well, the battle was down to the wire. From the beginning, I thought I had an impressionable lead with Cinderace taking out I think it was 4. Took 4 of his Lons. So I was like, okay. I thought Cinderace was gonna close it out, but then having Tangrowth as a wall, and then I didn't think Tangrowth would be that much of a problem considering Fireball on Cinderace, but it just didn't do the job, and I should have. It was at one point where Hawlucha was in front of Slazzle. I should have Swords Dance instead of just acrobating twice, because it would give me a better roll chance of killing the Slazzle with the Decidueye after, because it was banded. But yeah, I mean, Mimikuz played it really well. He did his job. He did amazing.
Right. He did. I forgot to mention from the previous match. Shout out to the LA Infernape and the Snorlax. Snorlax, if I remember correctly, was deemed the Pokemon of the week, specifically for not getting flinched by the Serene Grace, which is actually huge. Me personally, I believe the Pokemon of the week is actually from this match right here, and it definitely goes to Tangrowth, in my opinion, because Coach Blouder, the Immortal Drampers, was definitely in control of this battle, and Tangrowth kind of allowed Amoonguss to bring it back after getting the ancient power boost and raising all of his stats. So that was extremely clutch. Shade, you got any opinions on this battle?
That 10% ancient power boost was clutch. That's all I gotta say.
It was way higher than the 30, or I don't. Maybe against me it's like 2%, because it was looking like 100% from his ancient power. You know, he was down 5-2, and he was able to bring it back with only 2 Pokemon.
Yeah,
so
that Tangrowth was extremely clutch this week. So Amoonguss, be proud of that Pokemon. Moving on.
Tangrowth literally just said, "Put the team on my back, coach. I got you."
That's exactly what happened. All right, next match we actually have the Straw Hat Crocodiles versus the Fargo Phalanx, coached by Coach Shade and Shiny Shuriken. So Shade, what is your opinions on the matchup?
Your sleep clause.
Alright, so we actually this battle is actually very funny to us for different reasons, but I just want to shout out both coaches. Both coaches played really, really well, but special shout out to the Straw Hat Crocodiles and Shade of Defeat. I hope that this victory gives them a lot of confidence, because I've been saying it all season. On paper, Shade definitely has a top 1, 2, if not definitely a top 3 team on paper. So if he just takes out of his head that his team isn't good and he's not a good coach, I think this team could go really, really far. Same thing.
1-9, baby. Let's get it.
Same thing for the Fargo Phalanx. Obviously, we know that Coach Shuriken is a really, really strong coach, and his team, he has G-Max Inteleon, which is a monster with that sniper ability, as well as his Hero Core. He has a really, really decent team. And going back to what he said, F your sleep clause, the Butterfree, if it does get a sleep and start sending a Quiver Dance, it could be devastating as well. It was kind of a situation where he maybe waited to go for the sleep a little bit too late. Maybe if he went for it a little bit earlier, it could have changed the outcome of the battle. But I mean, That's probably the way he's going to play Butterfree most of the time, being a late game sweeper. But in this case, it just didn't work out. Shout out to that sleep clause. Any other opinions?
Yeah, Butterfree just can't be Tangrowth, you know. I mean, there's only one of those. And I want to say shouts out to Shade for playing the sleep clause perfectly, you know.
Yes.
Butterfree put the Toxicroak to sleep, and then Toxicroak, my bad, Toxtricity, and he just switched out into Lantern. Butterfree couldn't really touch Lantern, and it couldn't put it to sleep. So, you know, I want to say shouts out to Coach Shade for that.
MVP of that match, Blastoise.
Oh yeah.
That's how you full send it, Mac.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's not a video with shade if there's not no shade thrown. All right, moving on to the next battle. We definitely this was actually a very important battle for both coaches. We have Coach New, who's actually very new to singles battle. Coach Nue. I'm sorry, we've been pronouncing your name wrong the entire time. It's not Coach New, it's Coach Nue. So excuse us for mispronouncing your name in these past videos. But we do have the matchup between the Tokyo Toxapex and the New York Knocktales, where this was actually a really, really, really important match. We had Coach James and the Tokyo Toxapex still on the hunt for their first victory. And we still have Coach New, who's, like I said, new to singles. They're primarily a VGC battler, but new to singles. And they're still trying to find their footing in the league. And they've been doing an amazing job so far. So we did have the New York Knocktales picking up the victory over Coach James. Unfortunately, Coach James at this point is still without a victory, but he's gonna get one at some point. Sure, his team is really, really strong, especially we've seen it in past battles where it could have the potential to just totally wall teams out. So I mean, like, one is bound to happen. It's definitely coming up soon. Any thoughts on the battle?
One thing I would like to say is I love the way he took out the Toxapex. In the video he was saying he's had trouble taking it out before, but with that G-Max Sandaconda going for the Sandblast, to even if it couldn't kill, it would have trapped it in, and he would have definitely picked up the kill. So I wanted to say that, and I also wanted to ask you, Art, you know, I know you love your Passimian from PWD season 1, so like, how do you think this time, this battle?
Yeah, his Passimian definitely put in the work. I've been a heavy advocate for Passimian throughout my time in the PWD. So seeing it put in the work that it did, it definitely put a smile on my face. I'm not even gonna lie. But moving on to the battle, like I said, shout out to Coach Neway and Coach James. That was another amazing battle. And James, you're definitely gonna pick up victory soon, bro. We're rooting for you, James. We're rooting for you. Next up, we have my battle, which is the Laker Rage Gyarados versus the Manchester Mimikuz. And this was actually a very, very fun battle. This battle took place at 1 a.m. in the morning Eastern time, so it was kind of different. Like, I was a little tired, so my mind wasn't on 100%, but luckily we did pick up a really, really strong victory. I'm not gonna lie, going into the battle, I did kind of underestimate Peekaboo because I do know he's extremely new to competitive battling, so I did go into the battle confident. I always know, I've learned from the past experience not to go in too overconfident, but we was expecting to pick the victory, which we did. But shout out to Mimikyu and the Manchester, shout out to Peekaboo and the Manchester Mimikuz, because they really pulled up with some tech. They did have some strats in mind, and at the beginning of the battle, they was actually playing really, really well. It was actually, but once Gyarados started getting set up, it was kind of a situation where they probably started to panic. And yeah, Gyarados just continues to do what it does and actually is making a strong case for being the league MVP up to this point. Any thoughts?
So all I have to say is Gyarados kind of carried him. That's really what I'm gonna say.
Oh, so you think? All right, so let's put this to bed. There's this narrative. There's been some narratives going on. Like, at some point, I just got to start putting respect on Coach Art's name and the Laker Rage Gyarados. I mean, like, it's like people forgot what I've done in previous leagues, what I'm capable of, and there's this narrative going around that my schedule has been really easy. I mean, I don't know, but these past couple weeks hopefully it changes people's mind. And number two, that Gyarados has been strictly carrying me. I mean, obviously he's putting in the work. He's had an opportunity to go 5-0. He actually could have been 5-0 every single week so far if I hadn't switched him out
if you
week
didn't
one.
hinder him.
Or is that
You're the only one that stops.
Right. There's this narrative going around that number one, I'm being carried by Gyarados, and number two, that my schedule has been completely like easy. But like I said, if you look around the league, my opponents actually have had some impressive wins. So I mean, hopefully that narrative goes out the window. Apparently this is the week I face Coach New this week. I mean, Coach Neway this week. So hopefully, a lot of people's looking at this as this is going to be my first real like competition, so we're definitely going to make a statement this week, and hopefully that narrative that we aren't that good is thrown out the window. So yeah, let's nip that in the butt. But let's look at the final battle. I believe this is the final battle. Yes, the final battle of week 3. We had the Lisbon Arcanine versus the Steamwork City Quagsires, and this actually was probably the battle of the week after everything was said and done, because some history was made in this battle. We had Coach Squid and the Lisbon Arcanine giving the Quagsires their first ever loss in PWD history. This is the second season of PWD. In season 1, the Quagsires went undefeated the whole way through, and it took Coach Squid and the Lisbon Arcanine to hand them their first L. What do you guys got to say?
Well, I think that was an amazing match, and like it could have actually ended way like worse for Ryan because of the whole miss on Squid. Right. Squid missing a 95 accurate move, but I think Squid played really well. He knew I felt like he was in Ryan's head, and he knew what Ryan wanted, and he just played it really well and prepped really well for that. And he went out of his way to get something different in terms of preparation and brain.
Right. So, if we spoke about it, if Crocodile hadn't missed, Crocodile could have made a strong case for Pokemon of the Week, just because of the history that it would have made. I mean, obviously, even it did miss, but even missing, it still put in a crazy amount of work in this battle. Yeah. But if it was able to sweep out like it had the potential to, it would have been Pokemon of the Week in my book. But shout out to Coach Squid, who got Coach of the Week actually for this very historic victory. That was really good to see. Bishmi, any thoughts?
I wanted to say that in the prep, like Carlos said, Coach Ball said, he had a plan and he went in and he was able to execute it perfectly, and it put him in a great position. Allowing Crocodile to set up and having Colossal in the back with the steam engine for Rotom Heat. I do remember that. He just had a great team to use, and seeing Ryan fall this way was very surprising to me. Like you guys said, it could have been way worse if not for this one play that Squid went for. But I mean, he still got the W. You would have hate to see it if he lost at that point.
All right, well, that's the wrap up for week 3. As we said, we have some amazing matchups coming up in week 4. Let's take a quick look at them. So we have my marquee matchup specifically for this week. If you guys have any different marquee matchups, you guys are lucky to give your opinion on that. But my personal marquee matchup is the Quagsires versus the LA Infernapes. The LA Infernapes have been on a really good win streak, and I would love to see how Ryan and the Cianwood City Quagsires bounce back after that loss. I mean, but the LA Infernapes definitely have the chance to beat them and hand Ryan his second loss. That's why this match is going to be a real interesting one for me to watch. What are you guys' thoughts on the matches up this week?
I think the same thing. Like, I have the same for marquee in terms of the same amazing matches will happen. I think this is going to be the Infernapes and Quagsires, because I think Ryan is coming back with a vengeance. Like, I don't think he liked losing his first match.
Exactly.
So I feel like he's gonna have something to say in terms of he's gonna have he wants to make a statement and be like, oh, who's back on top, so. And then I also think that the Infernapes are playing really well recently. But one of the matches that I'm looking out for is again Squid and Shade. I want to see how Shade.
Oh, that's gonna be a fun one to watch.
I want to see how Shade can deal with the Ditto, and I want to see what.
Oh right.
And I want to see what Squid has in store for Shade.
Right,
it's always fun to see what he preps.
Right, that you pointed that out. That's actually a fun one to watch because Shade's team kind of does rely on a lot of setup. With his Cinderace going for its boosting max moves, as well as Blastoise going for his Shell Smash. So that's actually a dangerous game to kind of play while Ditto is still alive and present in the match. So that's definitely going to be an interesting one to watch. Bishmi, what do you think? What is your thoughts on the week 4 matchups? And then we're going to move on to Shade.
The one I'm looking forward to is the Bloud Shiny Shuriken one, and just to feed off of what Bloud said with Ryan losing, Bloud had lost his first battle in the PWD, so I was looking forward to seeing how he could bounce back from that. I'm pretty sure Shiny Shuriken had won the week prior. No, he lost to Shade, but I'm looking forward to how both these teams come back for this week, and just to see a battle of terrains with the Rillaboom's grassy terrain and electric terrain from Bloud. It's usually a different story when it's like weather versus terrain because they interact different, but seeing these two, I'm looking forward to how both of them battle.
Yes sir. And Shade, what are your thoughts on week?
Yeah.
You good, bro? Go splash some water on your face or something, bro. Gotta wait. All right, well, moving on. We have what turned out to be really, really beloved by the viewers. We're bringing back the You Hate to See It segment. This week, unfortunately, like we said earlier, we didn't get the week 2 video out because of technical difficulty. But I mean, so with that being said, we're going to kind of combine some of the plays you hate to see week 2 and week 3 and put them together. So I believe this week we have about 5 plays total. So with that being said, we're going to start off from a You Hate to See It play from week 2. On the list, we have Coach Shade going inexplicably going for Max Ooze instead of the Max Electricity on a Gyarados. So Shade, please tell us what was going on.
Fuck it, full send that bitch.
Nah, you ain't full send it though. That's the thing, bro.
Right.
I really full send it. I forgot about the light screen. And I forgot about the Max Quake shit. I literally sat there going, "Oh, yeah, light screen."
Bro, this, like you said, this. If you would have went for I could never remember the name of Max Blue. But if you would have went for the electric move, you could have put yourself in such a great position. Stun shot. You could have definitely put yourself in great position to win this battle, but. This play was definitely the throw of week 2. That was definitely the throw.
Yeah, like I said, I went in there, mindset, I'm about to get 6-0'd. I knocked out one of your mons. I said, F it, that's my win.
Oh, so you did actually Among Us, and you say, you know what? Let's make
Right.
Gyarados that MVP.
Hey, but you know what? The thing is, I didn't get 6-0 though.
Ah, damn. Ah, damn.
I'm gonna throw that one out there.
Yo, just know we appreciate you, bro. We appreciate you. Myself,
you don't.
Laker Rage Gyarados, we appreciate you. All right, moving on. We have the Starkmouth Garatinas versus the New York Knocktales, and this is probably my you hate to see of the week, because you got Manny, who definitely would have won this battle if at the last second Porygon didn't hit this crit ice beam on his Mudsdales. This was actually heartbreaking to see. What do you think, Blau?
I'm just gonna say shout out to Manny for still playing out, even though he had it in the bag, he still wanted to play out the match, and that's commendable. Like that's
a fact.
Shouts out to him, because that's honorable. You know, it's like, all right, I lost. I mean, it's like, all right, I won, but let me just play it out and see, just in case. This time it didn't work out in his favor, but next time it can. You never know.
Yeah, no doubt. But that was definitely a rough one to watch, because he definitely would have won that battle if Porygon hadn't critted them up. But it happens. All right, next up. Okay, so those were the you hate to see us from week 2. From week 3, we're gonna kick it off with Bishmi's Dunsparce, forgetting to pick up his Serene Grace from Bishmi's Charizard.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like when they were on the bench, like they were talking for before week 1, and Dunsparce gave Charizard the Serene Grace, and like this time they forgot to switch it back. I thought the abilities were right. Obviously not, because you know, like I said before, Headbutt is supposed to be a 30% chance to flinch, plus Serene Grace supposed to make it 60%, along with the Paralyze. Like, I don't know, maybe I failed math, but there's no way Snorlax should have went 10 turns.
Bro, he was eating it. Snorlax was eating them hits.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, what is going on? Wow.
Yo, alright, but yo, shout out to that Snorlax, bro. Snorlax was not getting derailed from his goal. Coach Sosa gave him the game plan before the battle, and Snorlax went in and did what it had to do. But yeah, yo, Bishmi, you go make sure you get that straightened out between your Pokemon. Our final you hate to see a player of the week is yo Manny, bro. Shout out to you, bro. We love you. We love your battle style, bro. We know since you starting to make this a lot, bro. So we feel for you, bro. We feel for you, Manny. We have Manny suffering some short-term memory loss and going for a Max Geyser on a dry skin Toxicroak after acknowledging 10 seconds beforehand that the Toxicroak was dry skin. So if anything, if there's ever such thing as an inexplicable play, this is it right here. What do you think, Shade?
I mean, if you took a play out my book, then you know, does this really seem that bad?
Maybe Manny thought of full send it and then he just forgot.
He said the range. I'm gonna try to set it up again.
that full sending model is lying people. Bro. It's not working out, bro.
Yo, look. The full send mindset is, fuck it, I'm gonna lose, but I'm gonna try to do something.
Bro, to be honest, if he didn't do that, he probably, because that actually messed him up, because not only, you gotta think of it this way, not only did he waste a turn, he wasted his Dynamax by doing it, actually. You get what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like, he was in the wrong mindset for full sending that shit. He had a good position to win. You don't full send unless you feel like you're just say, fuck it, I'm just going full send it, I lost, but if this works out, fuck it, full send it.
I honestly feel like this right here cost him the battle. Because this is, like I said, this was yet, like, as all of Manny's battles have been, this was another battle that was so back and forth, where no one was really having momentum throughout the battle. But this play right here 100% shifted the momentum into the Needle King's favor.
Polygraph took a big hit where he didn't need to, and he was up 6-4 at this point.
Right. And then this allowed the Needle Kings to just take control of the battle, which was unfortunate to see, man. You really hate to see it. Yo, Manny, bro, if you're watching this during the live premiere, you need a comment down below, bro. You need a comment down below. Let us know what was going through your head here.
Tell us what happened.
Switch, bro. He thought he was gonna switch. You know, sometimes you just predicting the switch and then they stay in, and then it's like, well.
But why would he switch with a dry skin?
I don't know. You know, like Art said, during in your head, you know, you be on some different timing during the battle.
another bottle of whiskey.
Yes, sir. All right, but we're gonna wrap it up there. Just like last week, we want you guys to comment down below what you guys personally think is your you hate to see a moment of the. I think actually I said it was probably the queer on Manny, but I think it's got to be this one because this was totally self-inflicted. Totally. Yo, with that, that's been another episode of the RepeatBall recaps. We're about to head up out of here. We hope you guys enjoyed. Please, as always, show each and every one of these coaches some love. They all have amazing content, and I mean, if you like our channels, I'm pretty sure you guys will like their work as well. So show them some love as well. Their links will be down in the description below. But with that, I'm gonna head up out of here. Do you guys have any closing statements?
Just look forward to the full Sunday model coming from the New York Knickets in week 4.
I was gonna.
That means they're gonna lose.
I'm gonna watch your ass let people set up in your face, and you're gonna get fucking, and you're gonna panic again and get rid of your own damn son.
Watch out! Watch out!
Watch out!
The Immortal Jumpers are picking that up as well. We're gonna full send everything now.
Yo, the Straw Crocodiles just saying fuck everything. We're gonna go in our match drunk, and we're gonna see what happens.
Alright, but with that, we are going to head up out of here. We appreciate you guys for watching. Catch y'all next time. Peace.
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 Bye.